Well, now joining us here on A's Cast Live, he's truly one of our all-time favorites. It's great to see him again. Chris Bassitt is with us. And just how are you? It's been a while.
I'm doing good. Everything's great. How about you?
Things are going good. Family, everybody doing well?
Everyone's great.
You know, I think about an interesting year for you and what's happening with the Toronto Blue Jays. You guys right now are battling for it. You're in the hunt, and that's what you want at this time of the year.
Yeah, that's why I signed with Toronto. Obviously, I thought for the duration of my contract, I thought we'd be in this spot. Probably playing in the hardest division in baseball. So, yeah, it's fun. I mean, every game really matters for us. So, it's not really a day off.
Yeah, you got a lot of great talent to sit back and watch. Just talk about when you show up every single day and you look out and you go, wow, we got some players.
Yeah, we definitely have the roster to try to win World Series. It's just a matter of, obviously, just getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, and I think about, what you did here, and how all about playoffs and getting to the playoffs. And that is such the tough thing, right? But the good thing is that you have the expanded playoffs. So here you in this last month, you have an opportunity to try and make it.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone's goal throughout the whole entire year is to win a World Series. So having the opportunity to do that is special, obviously. Like I said, this roster has the ability to do it. When I was in Oakland, we had the roster to try to do it. So, yeah, I think it's been a blessing.
I think about we all move on, but when you come back here, what is it like for you? Because I think about your career to where, you come over from the White Sox, so many great things happen for you, your family, so many huge moments, what you grew into as a player, as a man. So what are your thoughts like when you come back to the Coliseum?
Yeah, I think Oakland will always have a very, very special place in me and my family's hearts. That'll never go away. I think just coming over here and the amount of just great people that were here. Obviously, some of them are still here. Some of them have moved on. But, yeah, I'm still very, very good friends with so many of the people, just like I said, just because how many great people that we had. Yeah, obviously, everything it's done for me in my career, my life, and everything else like that, I'll be forever grateful. But like I said, this place is very special to me.
Scott Emerson on the way over here wanted to say he named your curveball Mr. Blurpy. Is that correct?
I think Bloopy. But
Bloopy?
Yeah. No one's caught on to that over here. So we're going to keep that like that way.
We're going to keep that with us. Yeah, it's amazing how guys can grow in their career, because your career was so interesting from a standpoint. You got over here, and it wasn't like you immediately became the guy. But then by the time you were leaving, you were the guy. You were like the glue of the pitching staff. You guys were all very, very close. Obviously, it was a team that was going to the playoffs multiple years in a row. Just talk about your relationships with the guys that were here and what they're still like today.
Yeah, obviously, my relationships with Simi and Olsen and all those guys, and the pitching staff with Minaya and Montas. I talk to literally every one of them still. Obviously, the coaching staff, Bomel, Emo, Rhino, all those guys, I still am very, very fond of, still talk with. But the reality is, I feel like, I give so much credit, honestly, to Bob Melvin, just because I feel like I did a lot of things that not many people know about, and they were not terrible things, but they were just growing how to be a pro. And Bo
It wasn't always a day at the beach.
No. And there was a lot of hard conversations of how do you handle situations and how you don't handle situations, and how you handle failure, how you handle success. And honestly, I just had so much respect and admiration for Bomel that it was not always sunshine and rainbows, but he groomed me into kind of who I am today. So I give a ton of respect and a ton of love for him.
And I think back at that, it's made you who you are today, basically a top-of-the-line pitcher. Because we talk so much about it's all about ability. A lot of it is about how mentally tough you became. And I remember that was a really tough time in Japan. when they had that 4th year to be able to send you down because you had Tommy John surgery. Obviously, it was a huge disappointment, but it was like all those little moments and those tough hurdles that you had to get over, it made you who you are today.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. Back in the day, I would have changed a lot of stuff, but today, sitting here, I would never change anything. It's allowed me to kind of see other people go through stuff and be able to be there for them. It made me tougher in the moment. Made me work harder and focus harder on things and clean some stuff up. So yeah, like I wouldn't change anything now, but yeah, like I said, Bomel's a one of a kind guy. I'll say that.
Well, I think about your journey, and I mention you all the time still on the air with Tommy John, because it's alarming to me how many people are getting cut on, how many young people are getting cut on. And everybody tries to make it seem like it's just an easy surgery. And I go, no, it is not. And now we're looking at guys with 2 Tommy Johns, 3 Tommy Johns. You've been a mentor to a lot of people. I remember Kendall Graveman, we talked about how he relied on you. Just talk about how you've helped people, because we're trying to make it like this is an easy thing. It is not an easy thing.
No, it's not. I think there's so many different hurdles that people don't realize. Even guys, we have Chad Green in our bullpen come back this year from Tommy John, and I've had some conversations with him of just like, hey, these are the steps. Now you're back in the big leagues, but honestly, I didn't even feel right when I got back to the big leagues until that next year. So there's so many steps to like so-called get back to the big leagues, but even then you still don't feel right. You still don't feel yourself. Mentally, how hard it is to even get back to throwing. Physically, how hard it is, how much work is behind the scenes with trainers. Yeah, obviously I think we've definitely medically gotten a lot better at Tommy John, but at the same time, anytime you have a surgery, you have a very hard battle to get back.
Well, I can't thank you enough for everything that you did for us here on A's Cast. We've continued to grow, and then all the years on my talk show on the radio station. So we're always going to be rooting for you. We're always going to remember that time. You think of 18, 19, 20. You still got Chapman here. We love seeing him. You mentioned some of the guys.
Yeah.
And we'll just end on this. It was a special bond. I know there's still a text thread out there that a lot of you guys are still on. And even though you didn't win a World Series here, there's always going to be that real special bond that you have with the guys that you played here in Oakland with.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously we came up short not winning a World Series, but I feel like we kind of were all coming into what we could be in our career, and we were all very, very young, and we were just hoping that obviously to stay together. It just didn't happen. But I have nothing but love for Oakland except for these next couple games. But overall, I'll always be an Oakland fan.
Well, good luck to you. You know we're pulling for you. We're always going to be thinking about you as an Oakland Athletic. We'll always remember you that. But continued success, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
The great Chris Bassitt right here on A's Cast Live.